Welcome back, everybody. So, we're going to be starting a new series today, and that series is going to be about the 10 commandments that make better pet parents. These are 10 things that I've been thinking about that I believe truly make a better pet parent. So, we've been discussing the fact that not all pet parents are created equal. And this brand, this community, this online page that you're looking at has all been an effort from me and my husband to celebrate the better pet parents out there. That was what we wanted to do with this. And I want to thank you all for being here. And I want to thank you all for being better pet parents. So this new series that we're starting today in our discussions, we're going to start with number 10. And we're going to work our way up to number 1 eventually. But today we're going to start with number 10. And number 10 is better pet parents have a spirit of learning. So if you've been following along at all, then you know that I've been talking about my own chapter of pet parenthood, my own experiences with that. And I told you guys a few videos back that when I first adopted my dog, I was a 19-year-old kid who knew absolutely nothing about proper animal care. I did not grow up in a family that was talked about very much. So I just didn't see animals as a child the way that I do now. And I learned so much throughout my journey of pet parenthood, not only through my unconditional love for my dog, but from learning from the experts that were in my life. I learned from the veterinarians that we went to. And I eventually became a professional dog groomer. And I've had the privilege of working with several veterinarians on a professional scale, vet techs, and of course, other dog groomers. So I've had the privilege of learning from a lot of people who are smarter than me. And these are people, too, the ones that I've worked with professionally. You know, one thing that I've noticed about all of them is they all tend to say, I always knew I wanted to work with animals. I always knew that. And I'm like the outcast in that group that says, I never would have imagined that I would have worked professionally with animals, but it did just sort of happen over time. And it became a big part of my life. And I can't imagine what life would have been like had that not happened. But here we are, and I'm so glad that I can share some of this information with you all. I know that pet parents out there, a lot of the better pet parents out there, you know, they take in pets in a place where they're a lot smarter than maybe I was when I took in my pet. But regardless, we're all on the journey of learning how to be the best parents that we can be to our pets. And it is a process. I have found that in my own personal experiences, that spirit of learning is what made me a capable pet parent to my own dog. That was what helped me be my best for him. I was asking all the dumb questions I could ask to my veterinarians until I got smarter and more capable. And that was how I learned to be my best for him. It was an ongoing spirit of learning. And I've also found that working professionally with animals, a lot of the clients that I have and that I talk to, you know, some of them are experts at being pet parents, and then some of them are still learning. So it's easy to judge people when you're in a professional way with animals. You know, you see people that treat them so differently. We talked in the very first video that I mentioned that I have clients who push their dogs in strollers, and I have clients who chain their dogs to trees all day and everything in between. And there really are just so many different ways that people see animals. And so it's easy to think when you start serving a client in a professional capacity, you might make a judgment on how that animal looks. You know, does it look neglected? Does it look well cared for? But it's these clients that, you know, like for example, let's say I have a client that I look in the dog's ear and it's massively infected, or it's not being cleaned out very well at all. And if that pet owner says to me, I want to learn how I can do better, I want to know what I should be doing to take care of this properly, that is a spirit of learning. So that's different from I don't care. that this dog has an ear infection. So I do find that in my professional capacities that I have so much more respect for the people who just want to learn. They may not know what they're supposed to be doing. They want to learn, versus the people who just don't care. So I do just want to say today that I gave a little bit of thought to this list, this series that we're about to be discussing over the next several weeks. And when I made the 10 commandments of better pet parents, I prioritized, number 10 up to number 1. We'll talk about that later, with number 1 being what I felt like was the most important component of better pet parenting. But I do believe that all the factors that we're going to discuss are the perfect recipe for better pet parents. And this number 10, better pet parents have a spirit of learning, is such an important ingredient to being a better pet parent, because if you don't care, you don't care. And if you have a spirit of learning, you're going to be able to be better for your pet. So I just want to encourage all of you to learn from the people who are smarter than you. That's what I did. I continue to learn from people who are smarter than me. I have the privilege of working with groomers who have done this for longer than I have, and I learn new things all the time. I learned new things all the time on my personal journey of pet parenthood with my dog, and new things that I learned from different specialists and the things that they would teach me. And it's an ongoing process. And of course, the veterinarians themselves and groomers and vet techs, we're all going through a continuing education in our professions. So in terms of caring for animals, it is always an ongoing journey. And no one out there knows as much as they could. There's always going to be room to learn more. And I believe that the ones who make the better pet parents are the ones who always want to learn more. So I just want to encourage you to pay attention when you're at your veterinary visits. Ask questions, no matter how dumb you think those questions are. Who cares if they're dumb? You're there to care for your animal. Learn what you need to know to be the best you can be for them, because every animal deserves a rich, full life. That's what we talked about last week. So I just want to encourage everybody to take on a spirit of learning. I know that a spirit of learning is what made me, from a kid who knew absolutely nothing about taking care of animals, into what I believe was the best pet parent that I could be to my dog. He would have been stuck with a clueless kid if I had not had that spirit of learning. And fortunately for me, we had a lot of smart people in our life to teach me. So I encourage you all to seek out the people who can teach you new things, so that you can be the best pet parent that you can be. And I would love for you all to tell me in the comments this week what you think makes a better pet parent, as we start this series of the 10 Commandments of Better Pet Parents. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next week. Stay tuned. Thank you.